Hello. Welcome to this live stream. My name is Jorge Rangel. Nice to meet you. You didn't see me before. This is going to be the start of the tutorials on how to do an application from scratch in AppHive. Remember, I already have two live streams, but those live streams were about the introduction, who I am, what is the objective of these tutorials, and so on. But in this one, we are going to get to it. So in order to start, let me share my screen. Give me a moment. I'm going to share it. Okay, give me a moment, please. There you go. I can see it in the stream. So let's get started. You can see here that I have an application that is called appdiagrams.net that you can use with Google. I'm going to be using this one to create the diagram of what I am going to build with AppHive. So here I have the same idea that I am doing in my tutorials in Spanish because I am doing these live streams in Spanish as well. You can search for AppHive in Spanish in YouTube and you will find my tutorials. In these ones, in fact, I think I'm going to start first with the English version because the Spanish version is on Wednesday in this week. So let's get started. To start, I'm going to translate this to English because the instructions are in Spanish. So let's put the title here. It's booking app to rent vehicles. Cars. Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit about what is the idea behind this application. First of all, I'm going to imagine that I am the owner of a vehicle rental enterprise. For example, I have a fleet of vehicles of cars, personal cars, not trucks or anything like that, just cars that fit 5 people, I think. So I'm going to have a fleet of cars that I want to register in my application. I want to have an application that my clients could download and my clients can request a vehicle inside the application through the application. Yeah, they will put how much time they are going to rent the vehicle, which vehicle they are going to rent, and they can check in the application in the vehicle if the vehicle is available and when they have to go to pick it up and when they have to go and return it. Okay, so and we are going to be calculating the fares for everything. For example, when a user when the user opens the application, they can search through the models that I have available. I will be able to put the models in a list, and I will be able, through another application that I will be calling the administrator application, I will be able to put there the vehicles that are available, which ones are not available anymore, and which ones are on maintenance. Okay, so that is basically what the application is about. So here I'm going to be summarizing that points in English. For example, here, booking rent application. And the first story is going to be users and the kind of users that I will have. Okay, kind of users. The first one is the admin. The admin is myself. In this case, is the person that owns the business and the person that can put vehicles there and that can check the vehicles that are available, the ones that are not available, right? The other one is the customer. And the customers are the ones that will request vehicles from the application, okay? The next one is going to be the employee. And the employees are the ones that will give the car to the user when it is requested and will receive the car when the car is when the rental is over. Okay, and they will inspect the vehicle to check if everything is in order, and it will be registered in an application from themselves. So I have 3 main entities, and each one of these will have an application inside of a project. Okay, that is important because they will be sharing the database. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is going to be the descriptions. Sorry, this one is the kind of users. It doesn't have to be in number. There you go. Okay, there are going to be 3 applications, 3 different applications, and let's start with the admin application. The admin application will have the following: we have a page, an authentication, system. So the admin, so the system, make sure only the admin enters it. This is the application that is going to be a little bit more simple in its design. Why? Because it's the application that is going to be controlled by the owner of the business. It doesn't have to look that pretty, but it has to be it has to be functional, right? So let's put here the things that you could do. Add cars, change cars status, and the other one, remove cars. Okay. Change prices or set prices for each one of the cars. Okay, so that is going to be our first application. Let's remove this one. I already have it saved. And let's concentrate in this part of the application. Now let's try to do a simple diagram on how the business is going to work. Okay, so first for all, let's add here the admin. And the admin, it's going to do the following. Add car to app. Okay. So the administrator or the admin, it's going to be adding the car. The car should have a lot of things about it. For example, the ID of the car, which is the number that the government issues for the car, the color. Let's put all of them in one rectangle. ID, color, model. The model includes the year of the production and the of the name. For example, a Chevy from Chevrolet or something like that. Which one is the other one? I don't remember the name in English for this. Is the Chevrolet, for example, is the brand. Okay, and not only that, but we need some more information. For example, the price per hour, because we are going to be renting cars per hour. We are not going to be renting them for 10 minutes or something like that per hour. And in fact, I think it could be better for if we rent them by day, right? Price per day. Okay, because we need the customer to go, arrive, take the car, do whatever it wants with it, and return the car after the set period. So it's going to be per day, not by hour. Okay, the price per day. And after that, we need, I think that's the only things that we need. And when the admin adds a car, then the customer, remember we have the customer right here. The customer could check the customer could check in the application the list of cars, check cars in the list of available ones. When you add the car, you need to add as well as the status. The status could be available, or the other one is going to be not available. We will have another one for in maintenance and something like that as we go along. For now, it's going to be only available and not available. And here we have the customer. The customer checks the car in the list of available ones. Okay, only the available ones should be shown in the list of the customer. That is important because another assumption that I'm making is that the business is only one. It doesn't have any other any other establishment. It's only one establishment, and the clients should go to the establishment to take the car. There is no other way. Okay, that will simplify a lot of the parts of this application. So the customer checks the cars in the list, the ones that are available. It clicks on one, and after it clicks on one, let's put it that down here. Clicks on one, then it sets a schedule to rent it. So for example, if today I go to the customer's application and enter, and I choose a car, and after I choose the car, I want to rent it for tomorrow, because you have to rent with at least 1 day of anticipation. So you can't rent a car for today. You have to rent it for tomorrow. That's another rule that we have to follow. So let's put it right here. You can only rent cars for 1 day after the schedule. Okay, so for example, here I set the schedule to rent it. Imagine I am going to rent it for 3 days. Okay, so here obviously the system should check out the schedule of this car in particular. Each car will have a schedule, and that schedule should show us that this. Oh, sorry. I turned on my microphone. I'm going to tell that again. So I have these cars right here, and when I click on one, the system prompts the user to set the schedule to rent it, and after that, the system should check the schedule of this particular car and check if the car is available. If the car is available or if it's not available depends of the user schedule right here. So if the car is available, it will tell the user the core is completely available, you can use it, and after you use until you confirm your schedule, this one is going to be reserved, so no other user could enter and put exactly the same schedule. Okay, and after that the customer, it's going to go to the payment checkout. Okay, so now based on the price that I put per day on this car, the system will calculate exactly the amount that is going to be paid. Yeah, and the user checks out using. I'm going to be using PayPal, by the way. It's one of the requirements that I put when I define this application in Spanish. We are going to be using PayPal. So after the checkout, the user after the checkout finishes with a successful status, the user already paid. The car will be taken apart in those days. So not taken apart, sorry. Taken apart means like disarm the car, right? No. The schedule of the car will be updated, so the car is not available for those days. And the user is going to be prompted with a code to go to the establishment and pick up the car. Okay? So let's try and do exactly that. So let's open UpHive, editor.uphive.io. And here let's create a new project. Let's put it blank template. And the name of the project, Baser, it's going to be, sorry, I say it in Spanish. Baser means it's going to be our rents. Okay, this is the name of the project, and here we have two applications. The first one that I am going to be creating is going to be called customers, like that. So I know it is the customers one. Let's pick an icon and let's create it. And after the application is created, let's get started by doing the usual stuff. The ones that I'm going to do, first click here to add a new empty page. Let's change the colors. I don't like that ones. Let's put temporarily these ones, and let's change the background color to something a little bit less aggressive, something like that. Okay, change the name of this page by double click on it and put here a splash. Okay, so now this page will have one simple job. Check if the user is already logged in. So let's put here a function, an event, sorry, onload. And in the onload event, let's add a function that it's called is logged in. There you go. And this one is going to be executed, and it has two callbacks. The first one is going to be executed when the user is already logged in, and the second one is going to be executed when the user is not logged in. So we have two branches of this flow. So in order to complete them, let's add two new pages. There you go. Let's change the name of these pages. The first one is going to be called home, and the second one is going to be called out. So when the user is not logged in, I want to go to the out page. When the user is logged in, I want to go to the home page. This is quite common, and in fact, it's used almost in any application that I have demo here in UpHive. So let's do that here in my splash screen. Let's put here when the user is not logged in. Let's do a replace top page. The replace top page function will remove this page from the stack of executing function or executing pages, and will replace it with the one that I told him right here when I told it right here. So in the case that the user is not logged in, let's go to the out page. Let's copy this function and paste it right here in the is logged in. And when the user is already logged in, let's go to the home page. So let's try this out. If you click here in See My App and in the Launch button, you can see the application right here. You can see now that we are in the out page. We are going to change it a little bit, but for now, you can see that the splash screen is almost not shown. It is there, and it executes the onload event, but it is too quickly for us to see it. So now in the out page, let's offer the user the means to authenticate in an application. So we have to decide what we want to offer the user, only email, Google, Facebook, or any other. So let's go with Google, which is the easier. It's easier for the user and it's easier to configure for us in the application. We can set it up very easily. So here we have this one, which is the click me. Let's see here in my templates if I have already one that is that has the authentication page, right? So if you didn't see how I enter there, let's click on the plus sign and see more. And here in the see more, let's add authentication to see if something comes up. No, nothing. So here, sign in. Let's put this page right here. Okay, you can see a preview of that page. Let's select that. And here we have a template of a sign in form. Well, it doesn't exactly look like I want it because it has the Google, Facebook, and Apple right here. I only want Google login. So let's change a little bit about this page. For example, let's search if there is another similar page that gives me or prompts me to enter the first time. For example, this one, hello, please enter your information. I think this one is a little bit more correct. And here, please enter your car info. This one. Let's put this one. Okay. Let's select this one. There you go. Let's remove this one. Delete. Let's put this one here. And hello. Welcome. Let's put here welcome. And let's remove this one. I don't want this part of the text. There you go. Now, instead of these inputs, let's remove them. I want this one to have, I want only one input, and the input is going to be a button. So let's put it right here. Let's change the size of this button. You can see when I put the anchors, when I move the anchors, you can see the anchors show me the dimension of the width. It's 100 and something pixels, but I want it to be represented as a percentage of the parent. In order to do that, let's go here to the style tab, and in the style tab, let's put here, you can see the width is 180 pixels. So let's change that by clicking on this button right here. Now it is a percentage, and let's adjust the percentage so it is a little bit more. Okay, a little bit less, a little bit more narrow. Like 90%, it's okay, I think. Let's change the color. I like the colors of this one, so let's do almost the same, like that. Oh, and let's remove the border radius. I don't like my buttons to have a border radius. I don't know why. So something like that. Let's remove this one, that is the password and email inputs. I will not need them. And here, let's remove this one because I won't be giving the user a sign up page. I will be giving them only login because it's going to be Google always. So here this is going to be the only button that I will be using, right? So the second part of this is going to be changing the border of this button because I want to have a border on these buttons. So let's put a color that really contrasts with the background of it. Something like that. It's cool. It's cool. Now I want this symbol inside the button. So in order to do that, let's double click on it and put here Google out for now. Okay. Now after that, let's add the icon. And in order to add the icon, if I remember correctly, AppHive already has a way to add an icon. Here you go. There it is. Let's put this one and let's change the icon here. Let's put Google. It should show me Google, right? Fun, awesome. Social. Over here. Okay, let's go here. And here should be Google. Google. Where is Google? Google. Okay, here you go. There are some that are like the one from Google. Google icons. There you go. Okay. Now let's change the text because it's a little bit too light for me. Okay, something like that. Okay, we have the button now. And let's change the size because I think it's too much. Maybe 60%. And let's remove the ones right here. I won't be needing them. Hello, welcome. Let's remove the hello and just put the welcome. And this one is not going to be needed because we are not going to navigate back to the splash screen. So let's put this one as a template for now. And in order to do that, I can click on this one and put here save as a template. And here I can put a name and a description to my template. I'm going to be saving this as a template to use it as the base for other pages. Page base is going to be fine. This is the base for all pages in this application. Okay, there you go. And now, oh sorry, I didn't put I click on this one and I didn't save it. So let's save it. My category is going to be social. And my subcategory, I don't really care because this is going to be a private template. So I am the only one that is going to be using it. So I don't need to put any of that. There you go. And now if you go here, you should be able to see my template, right? Oh, it's not right here. Why? It should. I'm going to report that one because it's a bug. So let's remove that one and let's try it out. Okay, it's still showing me this page because I put a page right here that is called out. Let's delete that one and put the out in this one. Right? And in the splash screen, let's change the logic. So now the replace screen goes to the out page, the new one. So let's refresh. There you go. Now I am in the welcome page. Now let's add the functionality to log in with Google. In order to do that, let's select the button and add a new event. The event is going to be the on-press event. And let's search here by typing Google. Log in with Google. There you go. And after I log in with Google, which is the last callback right here, successful login with Google, I need to go back to the splash screen. So the splash screen does its job and returns me to the home page. So in order to do that, let's add here some parts of it. But before I do that, let's remove this home page and let's add one from templates, right? Okay, what is my template to add a home page? I'm just going to copy the out page, change the name to home. No, because I want the buttons, right? So let's go here. Let's go to this one. There you go. Let's remove everything except for the main body of this page. And let's make this a little bit more like that. And let's remove this one. Oh, don't remove it. Sorry. Let's double click on it and put here home for now. So I can see that it is the home page, right? Let's change the name to home. And let's go back to the splash screen again and put here the home page. Now, when I am logging in with Google, I can put here the successful login. And in this successful login, let's replace the top page again and let's replace it for the splash screen. So now when I log in successfully, it's going to return to the splash screen. And after the splash screen checks that the user is logged in, it will go to the home page. So let's check that out. Let's click here. Okay, we are prompt with the Google login. Let's click on the account. There you go. Now I'm in the home page. And in the home page as a user, because remember, as a customer, because I am in the customer application. In the customer application, I can choose the vehicle that I want to rent, right? So in order to do that, I need to have a list in my database that has all the vehicles that are available, only the ones that are available. Why? Because remember, we are going to be using Firebase real-time database, which is a non-relational database. We can't do queries by status, so we have to have a collection that has only the vehicles that I'm going to be showing, right? So let's go here to my database editor and add a collection. The collection is going to be called cars available. Okay? Let's add that one here, and let's put here the name of the vehicle. Remember the information that we are putting in the vehicle. For example, we need the model. Let's put that here. Model. Which one is the other one? The brand, the color, the name. It doesn't have the name of the car. I think it's going to be separated from the model. So let's put here the model, the name. Okay, which is the other one? The color, which is the other one? The price per day. That is going to be very important. Okay. Let's open the data by clicking on this button, and here let's add manually some vehicles. Remember, this action is going to be done by another application, which is the administrator application. But for now, in order to check out how it looks in the customer application, I'm going to be adding it directly here in the database editor. So let's add a new one, and let's add our first car, the model. Okay, let's cars. Catalog. Okay. Online. So let's see if we can get a list of all the cars. Okay, Volkswagen. There you go. Oh, this one is in German. In German. Okay, no. Cars list by brand. Okay, there you go. There you go, Volkswagen. And let's add this one, right? This one is Volkswagen Arteon. So let's add that car right here. Model Arteon, the name of the car. Sorry, the model is the other one. Let's add the name of the car. Let's put the model like 2020, right? The color blue. And the price per day, let's say $100, right? So let's save that one. There you go. We have one car that is available. Let's add another one. Let's put only two for now, only to exemplify what we are doing. Let's add this one, which is a Golf. We didn't put the brand, right? Let's add that right here, brand. And let's put on the brand right here. Let's put Volkswagen. I don't know how you pronounce Volkswagen in English. I want to pronounce it Volkswagen. Okay, let's add a new one. And the new one is going to be the Golf. Oh, the name is right here. The name is Golf. This is going to be 2015. It's a good year. Yellow. The price per day. The color, I am reconsidering the color because I'm going to be adding photos of each car. So I don't think the color is going to be very important. But no, okay, it is important because some customers will want to search by color, right? So let's add a price per day. The other one was $100. This is going to be $60 per day. And the brand, again, Volkswagen. So we have two cars here in my list. Let's add that list here to the home page. Remember, we have the home page right here. And before we do that, let's put this container here at the top. Okay, let's remove it. And here the layout. I don't like this layout. It doesn't looks nice. So let's go here. Let's check the height of this one. 10%. This one is 70%. Let's copy and paste this one. Let's put it here below. Okay, what did I do? Let's remove it and let's check. Okay, I put it inside of the other one, right? There you go. Let's put it right here. Okay, there you go. 10%, and this one should be 80%. So it covers all of the screen. Let's remove these ones. There won't be needed. And here, okay, this one, I'm going to put it on top. So in order to do that, with your arrows in your keyboard, you can just go up, if I remember correctly. And this one should go up. There you go. Now it is right here. And here is my list. Why did I put this one here? Because I want to add a text so the user knows what he's doing. So let's put this text right here, double click on it, and pick the car. There you go. Now we need to populate the list. Now, in order to populate the list, we have two options. We have the options that just put here the onload event and load the cars. But I want to do that with a separate page. So let's create a copy of this one. Let's change the name of this one, which is the original, to home, because it should be the home, right? There you go. And this one, let's change the name to load available cars. Okay, and this one, instead of come on a second thought, let's put it available cars. There you go. Let's put this one first, and in this one, no, there will be no interaction. This one is only to show the user that we are loading, and in order to do that, let's add a lottie. Remember, we already checked that out in another live stream. We can go to the lotties page and search for a car loading. There you go. Let's sort them from price. Let's pick up one that is free. There you go. This one looks nice. Let's download it as a JSON lottie. Okay, it is already downloaded. Now let's add an image here. And this one, let's change the alignment. So it's going to be on the center. Double click on it. And here in upload file, let's pick the file from our system. And there you go. It is on, okay, AppHive already detected. Let's select it. And there you go. We have the page that will load my course. And here in the splash screen page, let's change the available cars for the load available cars. And if I go right here and refresh the page, remember I am already logged in or authenticated, and now I can see here that it is loading. And after here, and let's put the actual function to load the cars. In order to do that, let's put on unload, and after the unload, let's put get database data. You go in the get database data. Let's select the collection that I want to retrieve from the server, from Firebase, sorry, and let's return all the cars available. Okay, and after that, let's check out in the callback that is called data update, the book log. Let's put out the book log function right here, and let's select the output of the get database data. Let's run it again. And nothing will change because I put at the book log functions. The book log functions, if you remember correctly, print the results in your console, in your debugging console. The debugging console can be open in your browser by pressing F12 in your keyboard. And you can see here AppHive log and an object. And this object contains my two cars. Okay, there you go. Now that I have the cars, let's go from this page to the home page, to the actual home page, which is the available cars. In this one, I need to put an input. The input is going to be here in the data, selecting the page, and here let's put cars. Okay, and here when I'm loading the cars, and after the cars are loaded, instead of the debug log, let's add a replace top page. So the page that I am in, it's going to be replaced by the available cars. And let's pass the return value from Firebase as the parameter to the new page. Here, let's remove this one because again, the home page won't be going backwards to any other page. So here, exactly the same thing, right? Now, in theory, I have the cars here in this page, but I need to make sure that I did. to do that, let's add an onload event and let's print out the value from the page. So in order to do that, let's go here and put a debug log. And in this debug log, let's add the page data and the cars. So let's check it out. There you go. I can see the cars right here at the bottom of my screen. So the next step is generating a list based on those cars. In order to do that, this is going to be the location of my list. Let's add a new container. And this container right here, selecting this container, let's put that, okay, the orientation is correct. I want them there. So let's change the width of this one to about 80. No, a little bit more. What about 100 pixels? 120. There you go. Now let's add another container inside of this one. So this one is center. Let's change the value to 90%. There you go. Let's change the color so I can see it to something about there. And let's put this one. You can see that I have a frame and the actual item. So I can distinguish between them. So when I am doing the actual rendering of each item, we have a gap between them, right? And I can control that gap by changing the value of these parameters right here, right? 90. Okay, that looks almost correct. There you go. Maybe this one is not going to be 90. What about 85? There you go. Okay, now this one is going to be containing the information from each car. How do I do that? Instead of the debug log function, let's add one that is called collection. Add collections to UI. Let's pass as a parameter that is called list data, the information from each car. Each car is going to be right here. If I press this button, it's going to be prompting me to select the control in the screen that I am in that will represent the list. In this case, is this one. Right? If I go to list data, you can see here that I have the information from inside that container. So if I check that out, I'm going to refresh the page. There you go. We have two cars right here, which represents the cars that I put in my list, in my original list. Sorry if I sometimes touch my microphone, I turn it off because I am not really that used to use this kind of microphones, right? So let's continue. Now I need to put some data here so I can see if the car is really the one that I want to show, right? So sorry, I press launch there right there. I should press this one. So let's check the data. I have the name of the car, the color, the price, the brand. So now let's show the name of each car in my layout. So in order to do that, let's first segment this container to something like that. I will be putting the image of the car right here. There you go. Let's change the size of that image to percentage. There you go, 100%. And now right here, let's put the information of this car. The first thing is a text field, and this text field will contain the name of this car. Okay. If I open again my database here, you can see here the name, this one. Okay. So let's change the function that creates the list by going to here, the list data, and click on the name of the vehicle and select here the text. And what does that mean? What does this mean? This means that I will change the value, any value inside this control when I am generating the list, and I have access right here to the values on each item. So the property text is going to have a new value, which is going to be, if I go here, you can see this new section that wasn't in the original one. This section right here is the section that will let me select from the list item. Here is the only one, the item that I am currently generating. So I can put the name right here. And if I go back here and refresh the page, you can see the name of each car right here. Arteon and Golf. Golf, I didn't write it correctly because I put it in lowercase, the first letter, and it should be in uppercase. So let's put that right here. and let's save. There you go. Let's close this one and let's return here. There you go. We have an Arteon and a Golf. Okay. Now the next part is going to be putting the price on each car. So let's copy this one here and put the price right here. There you go. And let's change the color because I want the color to be a little bit more pronounced like that. Let's put it in bold and let's align it to the right. And here, let's change the text to per day. There you go. And let's put the currency, USD. Okay, there you go. Now, okay, let's put these ones in uppercase. Okay, now when I show these ones, the price is not already there because I didn't put the price here, but let's change that, right? So if I go to my list right here and put here in the modify elements, I need to change this text. But look what happens when I only select text and I put here price per day. I think that's the correct one, right? Let's go back here and let's refresh the page. Okay, you can see the price, but it didn't show up with the same format that I put here in my preview, right? So I need to change something. I need to put an string interpolation in order for it to be working as expected. So in order to do that, let's return to here to my list and here and select the text part. And instead of putting directly the price per day, let's add a compute function. A compute function is only a function that will compute a value from something that I want to use, in this case, to set the text. So in order to do that, let's add an string interpolation. There you go. Let's paste this one and let's change this part and let's add the symbol and open and close brackets. And inside of here, in uppercase, it could be lowercase, but I like uppercase. Let's put the price per day. You can see here that it shows a new entry bar. This one is an entry bar, and I can put here the value price per day. And this is going to be doing the interpolation part of it. Okay, let's return this value by putting a compute callback. There you go. And here, let's add the string interpolation. Okay, let's check it out. There you go. Now we have the price for each car, the US dollars, and per day. Okay. Next step is going to be showing a lot more information, which is the price, the color, the brand. The brand, maybe the brand we can use instead of the brand, like in text. Let's use the URL of the brand. Okay. So in order to do that, let's add a new field right here, brand image URL, right? And remove this one that is the brand. There you go. Let's edit one of these. And because both are from Volkswagen, let's add the Volkswagen logo. There you go. Open image in a new tab. Okay. And let's put this logo right here. Okay, save it and do the same for the second one because it's exactly the same brand URL. There you go. Now that I have the URL from the brand, let's return here. Sorry, let's close this one and let's decide where do I put the brand logo. So let's add a new container right here. This container is going to be okay. I think 100% is correct. And let's add the image inside this container. And this image is going to be a lot smaller, maybe 20 by 20 pixels. 30 pixels. There you go. And now let's go to my modify elements. Let's go to my list data. Let's select this image. Let's put the source right here. And let's go here and put here the property. And the property name is, I don't remember. brand image or URL. So let's go back here. Let's go back here. Click on this one and select source. And here, item context. And let's put brand image URL. There you go. Now let's go back here and refresh. There you go. We have the brand of each car right here. And after that, let's add the image of the car. So let's put Aaron's Volkswagen. Which model? I don't remember the model of this car. Let's check it out. The first one is 2020. 2020 images. And I want one that is blue. There you go. Open image in a new tab. Okay, let's copy this one. And let's put that one here in my database. Now, there is something that I want to show you here. This is a base 64 image. So it will have all the image encoded as a string. I don't want that. I prefer an image that is actually an URL. So my database doesn't have to store the images as well. So let's open this one. Okay, it is a base 64 as well. And this one. Okay, this one is an actual URL. So let's put that one. Remember, I am just doing this as an example. You have to check if you can put the images right there because you have to host them. I am taking the URL from the internet. This one is public, but I don't know if it is free of royalties. So I am just using it from this example. This application won't be commercial or anything. So right. So you have to check that you can use the images, or preferably use images that you took yourself. Okay, just making that clear because I'm not, because we don't want to get in trouble with anyone. So let's put here image URL, right? And let's edit the first one. This one is the Arion. How do you pronounce this one? Artyom? Artyom? And let's put here this image and let's save it. Now let's search for the Golf. Golf, the model, which one is, the model is 2017. 2017, and the color is yellow. Okay, maybe this one. Open link in a new tab. Okay, there you go. Remember, I am using these URLs as an example. You have to check if you can use the images that you are using. Or better, it's much better if you have your images taken by your own company or yourself. Yeah, so you don't have to pay any royalties. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, I didn't put the images in the list, sorry. So if I go here to this section and I select this image, I can put that right here, but I need to know which one is the value. And in this case, is image URL. So let's go back here, modify elements, here, leads data, and here in the image, source, and go here to the item context, and let's put the image URL. Now, if I go back here, and let's press F5 to refresh the page. There you go. We have two cars right there. Now we need to indicate the user where it should click on each one of these ones to put the car in the next page. Remember, these cars are the ones that are available, right? So we need a lot more functions that will update the cars depending on whether or not they are available. Yeah. So here we have the list. So in this live, we already showed you how to do an authentication and how to do alias. As you can see, it's powerful. UpHive is powerful in the sense that it allows you to start working on a prototype right away without setting up any environment, right? So the other thing that is powerful is that you can see the preview of what you are doing right here, right? You can check out all the pages that you have. You can navigate between them in a visual way. You can also search for a specific page by typing the name right here, and you can see the preview running immediately without setting up anything like a development environment or anything like that. You can check it out right here. Okay, so in the next one, we are going to be continuing clicking on these cars and checking out the calendar, which is the really important part about this one, because this one is very simple, but the function that will check the dates that this car is available is going to be a little bit more complicated. So let's leave it in that. Thank you for watching this one, and I will see you in the one from Monday. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.